This is Pokling 888, Telemetrading daily market research and data analysis. The top 10 most active companies in the Philippine Stock Exchange in terms of volume are the following. Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation with 57.78 million at a price of 20 pesos and 30 cents per share. Next is the AC Energy Philippines, traded 53.83 million at a price of 10 pesos and 56 cents per share. Then the Basic Energy with 28.78 million to close at a price of 0.68 or 68 cents per share. Followed by the Mega World with 27.94 million to close at a price of 3 pesos and 16 cents per share. Then the Ayala Land Logistics traded 18.02 million at a price of 5 pesos and 91 cents per share. Next, the Alliance Global traded 11.97 million at a price of 11.86 per share. Next, the All Day Marts traded 88.66 million at a price of 68 cents per share. Then the Bright Kindle traded 13.76 million at a price of 1 peso and 8 cents per share. Next, the Synergy Grid traded 9.03 million at a price of 14 pesos and 40 cents per share. And lastly, the Exolum Resources Corporation traded 7.91 million at a price of 2 pesos and 94 cents per share. And here are the top gainers companies, led by the ACE Annexor with 15.68% gains at a price of 32.1 per share, followed by the Benguet A with 10.95% gains at a price of 5 pesos and 37 cents per share. Then the Millennium Global with 10.34% increase at a price of 16 cents per share. Then the Prime Media with 9.57% increase at a price of 1 peso and 26 cents per share. Followed by the Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation with 7.98% gains at a price of 20 pesos and 30 cents per share. Then the Pacific Online Systems with 7.14% gains at a price of 1 peso and 95 cents per share. Followed by the Basic Energy with 6.25% increase at a price of 68 cents per share. Also the FINMA with gains of 5.87% at a price of 20 pesos and 2 cents per share. Also the Ayala with 5.80% gains at a price of 876 pesos per share. And lastly, the Mark Ventures with 5.31% gains at a price of 1 peso and 19 cents per share. And here are the top losers companies, led by the Anchorland with 13.17% losses at a price of 6 pesos per share, followed by the Mabuhay with 11.90% losses at a price of 37 cents per share. Then the Berjaya with 10.14% losses at a price of 6.2 per share. Also the Dizon Copper Silver with losses of 9.56% at a price of 4 pesos and 92 cents per share. Followed by the Oriental Petrol with 9.09% losses at a price of 0.0100 per share. Also, the ATN Holdings B depreciated 8.89% at a price of 410 cents per share. Also, the Crown Equities with losses of 6.48% at a price of 0.101 per share. Then the iPeople with losses of 5.95% at a price of 6 pesos and 96 cents per share. Also, the Alsons Consolidated with 5.26% losses at a price of 1 peso and 08 cents per share. And lastly, the Kepwealth Property with losses of 5.17% losses at a price of 3 pesos and 30 cents per share. And here are the updates on Forex. For US dollar, dollar strengthens on Thursday. The dollar index edged higher to 96.1 on Thursday after retreating in the previous session. For pound to US dollar, GBP to USD decreased to a 51-week low of 1.317. Australian dollar to US dollar, the AUD to USD increased 0.0019 or 0.27% to 0.7183 on Thursday, December 9, from 0.7164 in the previous trading session. While the euro to US dollar, the euro was around 1.13 US dollar in the second week of December. Then the New Zealand to US dollar, the NZD to USD increased 0.0012 or 0.18% to 0.6818 on Thursday, December 9, from 0.6805 in the previous trading session. Next, the USD to Chinese yuan. Yuan hovers 3-year high on large trade surplus. The offshore yuan strengthened past 6.3500 per US dollar in mid-December, hovering its strongest level since May 2018 amid China's growing trade surplus. China's trade surplus hit 72 billion US dollar in November 2021 on strong exports, which grew 22% from a year earlier. The country's foreign reserves also expanded to 3.22 trillion US dollar in November. And here are the updates on commodities. For gold price, gold hovered below 1,790 US dollars an ounce on Thursday. And for crude oil, oil edges higher on waning Omicron fears. WTI crude futures edged higher toward 73 US dollars per barrel on Thursday. For Brent recoups 2/3 of losses. Brent crude futures edged higher above 76 US dollars per barrel on Thursday. For natural gas, UK natural gas prices held to 260 pence a therm, the highest in 9 weeks and not far from a record 293.91 pence hit on October 5th, supported by supply disruptions and heightened tensions on the Russia-Ukraine border. And here are the updates on stock market. In Europe, European stock futures pointed for a muted opening on Thursday as traders awaited key US jobs data while tracking developments regarding the Omicron coronavirus variant. In US futures flat after third day of gains. US stock futures were little changed on Thursday after the major averages gained for 3 consecutive days as concerns that the Omicron variant could derail the economic recovery faded. Dow Jones, S&P 500, and Nasdaq 100 futures swung marginally between gains and losses. On an individual stock basis, sharp rallies were seen from Roku 18.23%, DocuSign 10.92%, EPAM System 17.67%, Roblox 7.58%, and Digital World Acquisition 28.1%. Meanwhile, investors await Friday's inflation report, which is expected to confirm persistent inflationary pressures and could fuel further Fed rate hike bets. In United Kingdom, UK stock futures seen slightly higher. FTSE 100 stock futures were up by 15 points on Thursday, in line with its European peers. In Japan, Japanese shares ease after relief rally. The Nikkei 225 index shed 0.15% to around 28,818, while the broader Topix index fell 0.3% to 1,995 on Thursday, as Japanese stocks eased after rebounding sharply from Omicron lows. Global equities recovered losses amid reports suggesting that the new variant is less severe than previously feared, with Pfizer and BioNTech saying on Wednesday that a booster shot of the vaccine provides a high level of protection against the Omicron strain. Shipping giants, manufacturing, and export-reliant firms eased from recent highs, with early losses from Mitsui OSK 1%, Hitachi 3.2% losses, Sony Group 1% losses, Toyota Motor 0.2% losses, and Fast Retailing 0.15% losses. Meanwhile, airliners Anna Holdings 1.5% and Japan Airlines 2% continue their ascent. Elsewhere, select technology firms advanced with gains from SoftBank Group 1.6%, LaserTech 1%, and Science Arts 18% among the others. In China stocks gain as market fears recede. The Shanghai Composite Index gained 1% to above 3,670, while the Shenzhen Component Index advanced 1.3% to 15,150 on Thursday. Consumer staples and technology stocks led the market higher, with gains from San'an Optoelectronics 10%, Quichao Mute 2.3%, Wu Liangye Yibin 2.9%, Luxshare Precision 5%, and Boe Technology 3.5% among others. All other sectors of the Chinese market also advanced. In France, French shares erased early gains. The CAC 40 index erased earlier gains to trade around the flat line at the 7,010 level on Thursday. In New Zealand stocks retreat from 3-week high. The NZX 50 index retreated 0.75% to finish at 12,772 on Thursday after rallying 2% in the previous session to close at a 3-week high on easing Omicron concerns. In Australia Australian shares muted after erasing Omicron losses. The S&P or ASX 200 index consolidated gains from the last four sessions on Thursday, which erased losses since the threat from the Omicron variant emerged. Internal components of the market traded mixed, with early gains from Afterpay 0.9%, Fortescue Metals 0.7%, Westpac Bank 0.2%, Novonix 9.1%, and Sonic Healthcare 1.7%, while losses were seen from BHP Group 0.8%, ANZ Bank 0.1%, Magellan Financial 5.3% losses, Zero 3% losses, and Zip Company 3% losses. Meanwhile, Sydney Airport shares jumped 3% after the country's competition regulator approved its 23.6 billion takeover by a global aviation investing group. Elsewhere, lithium developer Vulcan Energy soared 15% after it secured Volkswagen as an additional car industry customer for its environment-friendly lithium hydroxide for automotive batteries. And for the trivia, did you know that 97.75% was the highest income tax slab? In 1970 to 1971, income tax was spread over 11 slabs, with the highest bracket attracting 85% tax. Combined with a surcharge of 15%, the marginal rate of income tax reached 97.75%. Over the past 50 years, the tax slabs have reduced to three, with the maximum bracket attracting 30% tax.